A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
食べるんかい。マジやば。やば、食べるんかい。びっくり。ネズミの餌食べちゃいけない。
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
自分で外出れないのこれ。もはや監禁。ここから飛び降りて外出れば。あ、こっちから行ける。あ、違う。食べたの？
I ate a lot of things that night.
そんな食べちゃいけないんじゃない？大丈夫か？
I kept eating and eating.
嘘？マジ？やべえこいつ。
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
こいつは死神なんじゃないか。ちょっと。
I reached out for her.
あ、落ちるよ。落ちる落ちる。落ちるよ。
And suddenly,
あれ？
I was a cat.
すげえ猫になったわ。これ操作方法が分かんなくなった一気に。あ、これだ。うわー怖っ。
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
どこ行った鳥？うわ、そこかよ。
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
うわー、どこ行ったよ。あ、いたいたいたいたいた。危ねえ。どう行くよあれ。どう行くよ。どう行く？あ、そっち。こっち。こう。すげえ。いたいた。待てや。
I jumped and I almost got her.
こうだ。
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
マジどこ？次。うわ、怖っ。あ、怖いマジで。高所恐怖症の私には無理や、これは。死んでしまう。怖っ。怖えわ。あ、そっちか。怖え。コントローラーびしょびしょ。手汗で。待って、上がれないよ。どこ行っ
I
た？
gobbled her up.
あ、危ない危ない危ない危ない。
And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
いや、わからん。どこに降りるのこれ。操作方法がわかんない。
Rabbits.
どこウサギ。あ、むずっ。ちょい待って。うお。すげえ難しいんだけどこれ。
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
意外と黒い。
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
痛い、めっちゃ転がってる。いや、どうするよ。サメになったわ。めっちゃ転がる。転がっていく。
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
酔う。なるほどね。酔う。
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
もっと太ってよ。
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
うわあいつ待てや。すげえこれ。むずっ。
I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
お前何になってんのこれ。何になってんの私これ。キモって何？何これ。うねうねしてるよ。
Now I was a monster,
何になってん
and I
のこれ。
smelled people everywhere.
うわ、怪物になったの。やべえやつ。うわ、やばいってキモ。どこにいないっしょ。わ、こいつは何？気持ち悪いなマジで。いないよ。いねえ、そっちにはいねえ。
I was big, but I moved
あ、い
real
たいたいたいたい
quiet.
たいたいたいた。うわー、びっくりした。私がびっくりしたわ。もうやだ。あ、まだいるんだ。あれかな。お邪魔します。すごいな。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
あ、いたいたいたいたいたいたいたいたいたぞ。どっちから行くんだこれ。こっちか。あ、後ろだ。あ、かったれかったれ。手貸してほしい。あ、そっち。
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelt something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
タイムの中に消えていった。大丈夫かこれ。あ、うわー、トイレから出てきたけども。
I got closer and closer.
どんどん近づいて。やばそう。何？暗い暗い。あ、違うの、こっちじゃないや。気持ち悪いな。なんかね、このゲームは死の追体験をするらしい。で、その終わりは全員死を迎えるのみっていうゲームらしいわ。あ、いた。あ、いたんじゃないわ、これか。
All my stomach started growling.
え、何？やばそう。
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
うわぁ、そういうこと。こいつ食べられたんか、じゃあ。知らんけど。
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. あ、猫がいる。自分がなった猫じゃね。うわ、これ、This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
絵が好きだったのかな。うわー、手形。いいな、こういうのかわいいよな。怖いな。
Her room was like a museum.
博物館。うわ、鳥だ。ちょっといろいろ見よう。何これ。
even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
すげえ、ここはもう完全におばあちゃんカエルだの部屋なのかな。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
最初の
It was a pretty big trace.
ピンクだな、本当に。これなんか足拭くやつあるよね。足拭きマット。それが全体的。すげえ。この中に椅子入れる？普通入れないでしょ。シャワー、椅子、すげえ。ゴミ。あ、これまたあれじゃない、物語始まっちゃうから、ちょっとこれ、これあれだ、薬か。こっちもあるよね。
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
これ読んだ方がいいのかな、これ。まあいっか。
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
40フィートってどれぐらいだ？
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
ペンキ。アクリル絵の具みたいな、なんかこういうの使ったことあるわ。めっちゃ発色。
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. ドラゴンキルス。はい。うわー、設計図とかすごいな。これか。万能すぎない鍵。違うでしょ。みんな同じ鍵使ってんの？ There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
お、すげえ。
It isn't in the cupboard.
戸棚の中にあるわけじゃない。
It's hidden in this book.
うわー、すげえ。おお。これはなんだ？写真を現像するやつか。
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
うわー、うわ、めっちゃギシギシ言ってるけど。うわ、なんだこの部屋。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
双子の兄弟がいたのは知っていた。すげえ。宇宙っぽいな。あー、すごい。うわ、いいな。こういうなんか星、光る星、私の部屋にも欲しい。
And that he never talked about him.
そして誰も彼のことを話さないのも知っていた。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
歴史が嫌いだった。うわ、すっげえ。うわ、ろうそくいっぱい。なんでこんないっぱいなのこれ。家燃えない？
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
うわ、すげえ。ブランコ乗ってるわ。これこぐのむずっ。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
うわ、ちょっと酔う。早く止めて。
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
誰か行ったぞ。まだなの？酔う。酔ってしまう。もうご飯だから行こう。
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
これは酔ってしまう。
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
酔うぞ。早くブランコ。
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
ほら、マ
Maybe
マ
if
怒
the
ってる
wind
から。
hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
あ、もうすごい高い。もうすんごい高くなってるけど。あー、酔う。
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
はよ終わってくれブランコ。もう酔うわこれ。まだよくね。酔うわ。ああ、ちょっと止まりたい。止まって。止まりたい。これは酔うわ。これいつまで？まだやんのこれ。長えブランコ。酔うからちょっと酔うよ。酔ってしまうから早く。ああ酔うよ。とんでもなく酔うよ。もう一回転するんじゃない？一回転しそうだわ。わあ酔うってば。お願いだから次に行かせて。これどうやって出て、あ、ダメだ。違う、変なとこ押した。あー、酔うって。これどうすんのこれ。ボタン押してもできないし。ご飯よって言われてるからご飯行きたいんだけど。はあ？あ、酔った。どうすんのこれ。止まんないといけないのかな。止まって。止まってくれもう。 嘘でしょ。違う違う違う。うわ、永久にブランコみたいな。マジ？うわ、永久にブランコかもしれない、これは。いや、酔うって。これ目つぶろう。もう酔うって、これはもう。はい、終わってくれや。もう一回転したら世界が変わるみたいな。もう木ぶつかってるね。これ。ほい。一回転いけ。あー、回る。
Today he
これ
made
は、
up his mind to fly, and he did.
よし。あー、目回った。あー、とんでもなくダメージが大きいわ、これは。
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
あ、これ一人一人の物語があるんだね。今3人クリアしたのか。しんど。ちょっと目回った。
こんばんは。
こんばんは。こんばんは、パット。
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
一人実況をしております。今完全にね、ブランコから降りれなくてね、永久にブランコ乗るかと思ってた。あれ、どこだ。
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
あらー、じゃあちょっと死んでしまったんだ。こっちか。
面白そうなのやっててみたい気持ちいっぱいだけど、お風呂入る号泣。
オッケーオッケー。お風呂行ってらっしゃい。ありがとうありがとう。
上がって、まだやってたら来る。
オッケーオッケー。行ってらっしゃい。またねまたね。引っ張れない。あ、あげんのか。よっ。よいしょ。うわ、すっげえ、ここの家ほんとに。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
次終わったら、あ、これ終わったらにしようかな。よいしょ。うわあ、それでさっきのとこに出てくんだ。このバーバラ。これバーバラってさ、あ、違うんだ。違ったわ。バーバラって誰？え、ちょっと待って。
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
いけないんだ。ちょっと酔ったからここまでにしようかな、今日は。もうさっきのさっきのあれやわ。ブランコで酔ったわ。ああ、やってしまいました。よし、今日はここら辺で終わろうかな。うろうろして、なんかいいところないかな。ここでいいか。よしよし。じゃあ今日はここら辺までで、次回またやろうかな。ではでは YouTube またねー。バイバーイ。